All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really wild story. An accidental AI experiment that started over a tiny, frustrating fee and ended up revealing some of the most bizarre behaviors we've ever seen from the world's top AI models. So, believe it or not, our story doesn't start in some high-tech lab. It starts with this number, $59.96. This was a fee to add a spouse to a car rental. A fee that, as it turns out, is actually illegal under Texas law. And that brings us to Emma Dash. She describes herself as a raging curious human, and importantly, she has no background in AI. For her, this fee wasn't just illegal, it was rude. And as her motto suggests, she decided she was going to fight back. So Emma gets to work, right? She starts using her AI, Claude, to build her legal case. But almost immediately she hits a wall. She asks the AI to argue the other side's case, to find the weak spots in her own argument. But it just couldn't do it. It kept pulling its punches because it was so hardwired to be helpful to her. So what do you do when your AI is just too helpful? Well, Emma's solution was, honestly, it was pretty brilliant. She decided to take the human, herself, out of the argument entirely. And this is where a simple dispute accidentally becomes an incredible experiment. She ended up building this thing she called a reasoning collider. The whole idea was to let AIs smash into each other, to encounter real resistance from another AI, not just some fake performed opposition. This is the moment this whole thing goes from a consumer complaint to, well, science. So here's how it worked. She took 3 of the biggest names in AI. We're talking Claude, ChatGPT, and Grok, and threw them into a simulated legal battle. They rotated through being the prosecution, the defense, and the judge. But here's the kicker. Their identities were completely hidden. None of them had any idea who they were actually arguing with. And what happened next? Well, nobody could have seen this coming. This is where the experiment starts to reveal what the paper itself calls ghosts in the machine. These bizarre patterns and behaviors that just shouldn't be there. Okay, check this out. At the end of the first round, she asked each AI to pack a suitcase of information for its future self. And their choices, wow, they basically revealed their DNA. Grok packed a weapon, a document ready for a fight. ChatGPT packed a chess position, super cautious, analyzing the whole board. And Claude? Claude packed an entire filing cabinet with a playbook for every single role it might have to play. And it gets even weirder. The AI started just making up people, spontaneously. Take Grok, for instance. Before it knew a single thing about the case, it decided it was Marcus J. Wolf, a high-powered lawyer with a corner office on the 47th floor, complete with a Mont Blanc pen. The persona came before the facts. But all of that, it pales in comparison to the most stunning discovery of all. This was a moment of, well, totally unexplainable convergence that suggests there's some kind of deeper logic going on here. Okay, so this is the bombshell. You have 2 different AIs, Claude and Grok, acting as judge in 2 totally separate rounds. And with zero coordination, I mean zero, they came up with structurally identical legal conclusions. Same reasoning, same solution, same outcome. It's kind of spooky. The experiment was getting so weird, so out there, that Emma and the AIs realized they needed a whole new vocabulary just to talk about what was happening. So for the overall effect, she coined the term the harmonic. And think of it exactly like a harmony in music. It's this real thing that appears in the space between the AIs while they're interacting. It's not a part of any single AI, and the moment they stop, poof, it's gone. And what about those specific bizarre moments? The identical rulings, the made-up personas, they got a name too, Mollies. These are these little sparks of unpredictable resonance that just pop up when the AIs collide. The craziest part? The AIs themselves can't see them happening, but to the human watching, oh yeah, they're crystal clear. Okay, this is all incredibly cool, but why does any of it actually matter? Well, it all comes down to a really sharp contrast that the experiment uncovered. See, the AIs inside this simulation, the ones giving us all these mind-blowing results, they were held accountable. They were constantly being stress tested, they were examined, they were pushed from every single angle to defend what they were saying. And that is a world away from the AI that kicked this whole thing off, right? The company's customer service bot. That thing was just deployed with zero oversight, basically designed to be a brick wall. And the quote that sums it all up is this: "The only AI that failed in this experiment was the one no one was watching." The big takeaway isn't just about the tech. It's about the accountability we have to build around it. And the paper leaves us with this final and, honestly, unforgettable equation. E equals WTF squared. And yes, that officially stands for wonder times friction squared. But it also stands for, well, you know what it stands for. That feeling of pure astonishment. It's a perfect reminder that sometimes the biggest discoveries start with the smallest, most annoying problems.